Because if we go back to all the different races that hit our planet, you had some that were tall. In Hebrew, they call them Nephilim or Nephilim. Nephilim means to fall down. And then when they took up the title Nephilim, they were ones that fall down but were tall. So they call them the Nephilims that were giants. And you had the ones that originally came from Earth, and they was short. Tarites, they call them in history. Pygmies, we call them today. And then they give you the classification of a Watusi and a Pygmy. And then you have what you would call a Deros and a Teros. That group gave us, some of us got these pointed heads, because the giants gave you the long head. That comes from the giants that they refer to as Neteru. The average black man got this long knot back there. That's your family line of Natia. When your head goes up straight, that's your family line of the Deros. When you get this eating habit to where they call it gluttonous or glutamine, where you get this large body, like a sumo-looking wrestler, or some of these people that you can see walking in Walmarts around the corner where they got to eat 24 hours a day, that is from those Teros and Deros. One was real big, the other one was tall with a long head, and we have all these different traits. And if we didn't, then we'd go back to the point of what they're trying to teach you about Adam and Eve. Now, if Adam and Eve was the first two people on the planet, they would have to have a certain blood type. And with that certain blood type, let's say if it was A, wouldn't everybody have to have A? Because you have to sit down and explain to me what makes A blood, what can change blood. Because you're not born, if you're born A, right? How did B come about? How did O positive and negative come out? We even got RH positive and RH negative that eats O and A and B. So when we sit down and we discuss what made these changes in the bloodline, because you was marrying into different races. And in marrying into different races, all is tall, short, wide, fat, some hairy, some people don't grow no hair, all these different chain reactions were happening. Because after you add protein to your bloodstream, you're going to get all this. You see that? But how come this hair grows to the sun, and then I get a flank hair that grows away from the sun, like a weeping willow tree? Some people on the planet get this hair that just grows away from the front. It grows down, whereas some people hair grows towards the sun. What happened? How come some people's hair is full of protein and some hair is hollow? Like the Amexian, as they were first called, and became known as the Mexican, that today you call them Mexicans, because they have two traits. They have these shovel-looking teeth, and they have hollow hair to identify who they were. Well, when they came to you, they said your texture of hair was like lamb's wool, thick like lamb's wool. And then you had the hair that grows away from the sun, because they can't stand the sun, that flank hair. And most of the flank hair, they would tell you, was either yellow or red, or comes in a mixture of yellow and red and looks this brownish. So what made all that? The dissecting of genes interplaying with each other, and defective genes coming out of that tree. Because the defective gene grows away from the sun. Because the sun is a nourisher, and the sun will get you and have you grow towards the sun. You plant a seed, that seed is trying to get to the sun, right or wrong? That's why you be cutting grass all day. That grass, come on, I need that sun. Trees need that sun. What happens to the being that can't stand the sun, gets cancer, has to run away from the sun? Hair won't grow to the sun. Go flat down like it's dead flank, they call it. What happens to that character? That character, and then as a man thinketh, if you're a thinking individual, you think that now the Most High, as you say, created the sun, and the Most High created the earth, and everything in between. How come I can play basketball and have fun under the sun, and there's a character up here that gets skin cancer, can't take the sun? What happened? Was that an original creation? No. There had to be something made from man. And then when I open up the Bible, it says, let us make man in our image and after our likeness. Oh, that's what it was talking about. Somebody was making man just look like them and act like them. And then there's a man that was created a soul creature. That's a different person. You got two different people. Remember that? It says, I breathed in man the breath of life, and man became what? So you're not a man no more. You became a living soul. This other guy, they're saying, let us create man in our image and after our likeness. Wait a minute, you told me God in church all these years, pastors and reverends, imams, rabbis, y'all been telling me for years that God created man and woman. Single God, right? So when it comes down to this Bible, even in the Quran, why are you now telling me that let us, plural, create man in our image and after our likeness? There was two different formulations going on. There had to be something original and something coming later that was man-made. You see that? And then you look around and then you say, something original loves the sun in the universe. Something that's not original can't go to the universe. I'll tell you why.
So much, yeah, so much. So tell me, can you feel it? So much.